Come with me and see how I make over £2 million a year through property. So you may be one of the people on this channel that ask me all the time, what is it you actually do in property and how much money do you really make? So let's break it down. So it started when I was 19 years old when I bought a boring vanilla buy-to-let in the northwest in Burnley, and this was number 36 Burdett Street. It cost me £21,800. That was not the deposit, that was all in. Don't be impressed, it's probably still worth £21,800, and honestly it was a terrible decision. It was so far away from me, and that wasn't really the issue. I just didn't have any team up there at all, and I was driving up there every single year, and I thought every single week, and I thought to myself, do you know what? This just isn't right. Fast forward a few years, I got my education, got my shit together, and I found out that actually, whilst I'm in this position that I don't have any money, what can I do? Well, I want to surround myself with people with a bit of money, and I'm not talking multi-millionaires. I'm talking people like yourself. Maybe you got some savings, you're going to get 1 or 2 buy-to-lets to kick off your journey, and I thought that's a great opportunity for me to surround myself with them whilst looking at great properties and thinking about what service I can create. Now, being completely honest with you, this was a short-term game. I thought I'll do 5, 10, 15, 20 of these deals, get some cash from sourcing on the deals, and then use that cash to really build a portfolio. But actually I found out, do you know what? I'm pretty good at this. I love talking with people. I love helping people just like you. I'm going to build this into a business, and that is Aspire Property Group. And in case you don't know, Aspire Property Group, or APG, is my hands-free portfolio building service. So if you've got 50 to 100,000 pounds or more and you don't have the time to find all of these deals yourself and you want my team to do the work for you, that's exactly what we do. And if you want access to that, by the way, just put APG in the comments. One of my team will reach out and we'll put on a free strategy session for you to see if we can help you on the way for your investment journey. So the first way that I do this is I always think about, how do you actually make money? And of course, you can put it into property and get your money making more money. And that's pretty obvious. That's what I do. I buy a lot of property every year. I help people like you buy a lot of property every year. But that's not making the money. That's getting your money making money. How do you make that initial money? And I did a load of research about what the rich, the successful, the wealthy individuals do. And really it comes down to 2 things. And actually one thing. Number 1 is adding value to as many people as possible in the world. And I'm not talking about winning the lottery, I'm talking about actually earning money. And if you help more people, you will make more money. Like if I help 10 of you build your portfolio, or 100 of you build your portfolio, how am I going to make more money? By helping 100 rather than 10, right? And number 2 is how deeply you help each individual. So then I started thinking about, well, what's my exchange of value? Finding a great property for somebody. And that did help people. You know, they didn't know what made a great property. I helped them find one, they buy it, and they paid me, I think it was like 4.5, 5 grand. And I thought, well, they're happy, they're getting a great deal. I'm happy, I'm getting some cash. And I thought, how can I add this service level where it helps more people? So the problem at the time is that really only helped full-time property investors that couldn't find their own deals. But I thought, well, what about Pete? What about Sally? What about the average Joe that sat there in their job maybe and they don't have the time to actually piece everything together? And I thought, well, what components are there for this? Well, there's finding the right deal, doing the analysis. There's negotiating the right deal. Then there's conveyancing and the finance through conveyancing, getting the property through legals. That's a lot of work. That's almost all of the work, by the way. And if you've ever bought or sold a property, you know how much effort that is. Then, of course, there's getting a refurbishment done. And I thought, well, I don't just want to be one of those people that spends 500 quid scrubbing the stuff done. I want to make it a genuinely great home for the tenant so that we maximize the rents and get a longer term tenant in the property. So then we've got the refurbishment, and then we've got the lettings at the end. And then, of course, there's the accountancy part and everything else that comes in. I thought, well, This is a big undertaking, but that's what we started doing. So exchanging that value, and now we have the sourcing and negotiation. We've got a case progressor for chasing all of the case progression. We're bringing legals in-house. We're bringing a mortgage brokerage in-house. We've got a refurbishment team in-house, and we've got a lettings team in-house. So we are now a one-stop shop at APG where we can give as much value as possible. Okay, so now I know what my value proposition is. So I'm talking to you that I'm going to do hands-free service for you. And it's really important to have clarity on what you actually do. So then it's about how do you actually attract the right people? This is where marketing comes in. And this is on both sides. Well, how do I attract investors? The way that I've decided to go about it is I try to do as much as I possibly can for free, just like my education company as well. So the YouTube, this channel is just like that. If you're watching this, if you're a new watcher and you're thinking, oh, check out this guy, then hopefully this is going to give you enough value that you subscribe now and hit the notification bell. But if you're a repeat watcher, let me know in the comments, by the way, if you've watched 5 or more of my videos. Pretty cool, right? And then hopefully I'm adding more and more value. Now, the concept of that type of marketing is that it's putting out real value. I barely ever pitch. If I ever pitch, I'll go, hey, if you're interested in this, put this in the comments like I have on this. But I'm adding as much value for free. And my mindset is that I'm hoping that you're either watching this as a potential education delegate or a potential investor of mine. But either way, I'm left with one of 2 outcomes. Well, 3 outcomes. Either you're watching, you think this guy's useless and you leave and never watch me again. Hopefully that's not you. Number 2 is you go, whoa, I am getting this much value for free. I wonder what happens when you pay for a service from this guy. And that's my hope, is that I add so much value to now that you want to invest further with me, either through education or, of course, the property group, which I'm talking about. Or number 3, you don't do either, which is great as well. And you just continue to get value for free for as long as possible. And maybe one day we'll meet each other, shake hands, have a photo with each other. And do you know what? That's just good karma credit, isn't it? I'm paying into the system and adding value as I'm going through. So that's my marketing technique on the investor side. And we might do some ads every now and then, but really it's just sort of position it to add as much value. On the vendor side, which if you've not heard that term, is the person selling their property, we spend a lot on advertisement. Obviously, it's a much broader market. I'm not really sure how to do content marketing for vendors. If you've got any ideas, please do let me know in the comments. But otherwise, we spend thousands, tens of thousands every single month on Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads to attract people looking to sell their property that are highly motivated to move quickly, that we can help them move on by getting a great price on the property. More importantly for me, a great location that's going to have amazing capital growth prospects so that I can then provide the service to you. So once I've then put this out, what then happens? Well, initially what will happen is, say for example, I'll use a call to action. I'll say, hey, put APG in the comments if you've got 50 grand or 100 grand or more, or I'll put a link in the description. And that's what I'm saying to you right now. If you're watching this, there's a link in the description. If you fill that in or put APG, the team will be in touch. And I like to put on something for free that's for value. So normally I'll do a free consultation session. So you'll fill in your details. The next step is you'll actually get a call by one of our investment consultants. And this is usually a 5 to 10 minute call where it's going through making sure the service is even right for you, making sure you're in the right position and understanding what you're really struggling with right now. And we like to do that so the senior investment consultant can really be prepared for that phone call and give the right solutions based on what your struggles are. It then goes to a senior investment consultant, and this will be a proper strategy session for 40 to 45 minutes, truly understanding what you're struggling with, giving the solutions, and hopefully adding a load of value. The ultimate outcome for us, of course, is that you go, whoa, that was mind-blowing. Yes, I would love you to help me build my portfolio whilst I focus on the day job and get in as much money as possible so you can work hard and get my money working hard for me. Once this is done and we're paid up front, we usually take on 2 properties at a time. We charge $6,500 per property, and then we start our search based on that. So you could think of us as your personal shopper, if you like, which is really switching the industry on its head. What we don't like doing is getting a property, throwing it out there. We try to get it off market, ideally a direct to vendor, if not out through our key agency contacts, and then we do everything we can to match a property to you. So when we get a property, you are the one seeing it, you get refusal or agreement on it, and then we move through. Once we've matched the property, it then goes over to our case progression team. So we've got 3 girls in the team right now, and they are like bloodhounds. Their day job every single day is pushing solicitors, pushing brokers, and if you're one of those, I love you lots. But what is required for conveyancing and brokering is speed and amazing communication. I'm going to say it on the channel, I'm sorry, but the one thing solicitors especially are not well known for is speed and communication. And so our team are like hounds on it every single day, trying to get your money invested and working for you as quickly as possible. Before it completes, we have the lettings manager go out and of course the refurb team to price it all up, make sure we're accurate, make sure our rents are all good and ready to go, so that the day of completion we can get out there, get it refurbished and get it on the market and rented as soon as possible, so that your money is working for you. So in order to reach that level of service, it has taken years. In fact, it's taken me 7 years with Aspire Property Group to get it to the level it's at today. And are we perfect? No, absolutely not, and I'll be the first to say that, but we work really hard as a team. We really go all in, and hopefully you feel that just from the YouTube channel, let alone the full service. So we end up doing that, and we're really doing about 35 properties a month. The ultimate goal is to get to 50 a month, but probably take me 2 to 3 years to get there. And ultimately it's about building the brand more, hopefully adding as much value to you. And then hopefully over time, the law of reciprocity kicks in that the more value I give to you, the more you're bought into me, the more you tell your friends and family, the channel builds, the leads come in, we talk to you, we understand it, and we can make a genuine consideration if we think this is right for you or not. So that's what we do. And then once I started generating the money there, believe it or not, I don't spend a penny. Most of it goes back into the company, into my team, into their development, into marketing, into new equipment, new offices that you've just seen and everything else. But I've got the long-term vision, and then any excess funds that I've got out of that, guess what I do? Yeah, you guessed it. I buy boring, vanilla buy-to-let properties. So I hope this has been valuable. I've really enjoyed this video. So if you have to, and there's any other bits you want me to talk around, I am an open book. I will be as open and transparent as I can. Let me know what you want me to talk about in the comments. And this is for you. This channel isn't for me, believe it or not. It's for you. Give me feedback and I'll produce more. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Subscribe, notification bell, and hit the like if you did get value. And I'll see you in the next video.